We all here? We are all here. For our good evening, it is 7:01. We are in council chambers for the final council meeting of the 2014-2018 term. And we have a multi-generational crowd this evening. This is great. We have councillors in training. Fairly young councillors in training, but we have councillors in training. Council, before I ask for approval of the agenda, would someone please put forward a waiver of procedural bylaw to allow former Mayor Jones to delegate? Councillor Thompson, thank you. Go this side. Councillor Humphreys, all in favour? Opposed? That is carried. Thank you very much. With that, may I please have a motion to approve the agenda as amended? Councillor Tom, Councillor Kim. I'm going to try and get everybody on the record here tonight. All in favour, please. Opposed? That is carried. May I please have declarations of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof? Seeing none, we have no community presentations, and we do have one delegation. Mr. Jones, sir. If you could, we'll give you the drill here. If you could introduce yourself, please, and you have 5 minutes.
Tim Jones, resident. Mr. Mayor, members of council, first let me congratulate Mayor-elect Tom Marakis and the members of council here that will be continuing to lead our town and set the policy for what we are going to be doing for the next 4 years. Congratulations. As well as Councillor-elect Gilliland and Gallo. Looking forward to everything you have to bring to us. The reason I'm here is simply to say thank you. Thank you to Councillor Jeff Thom. As someone who has sat in your chair, had sat in the mayor's chair, I know a bit about what it's like, and I just wanted to say thank you for your service. To Paul Perry, Councillor Perry, thank you. To Deputy Mayor John Abel, thank you. And of course to Mayor Jeff Daw, thank you. Mr. Mayor, you brought back decorum, order, and respect to this council, and this council has demonstrated that for the last 8 years, and I want to say thank you very much. That said, I added it up, and I think I'm right when I say we're losing 28 years of service around this table. That's a lot of service. When you look at one term of council, 6 times 4 plus the mayor is 28 years. So we're now losing 28 years of service around the table. So I throw out the challenge to Mayor-elect Marakis and the members of council-elect, make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tim. Appreciate you coming out. All in favour of receiving the delegation, please? Opposed? That is carried. I'm presuming there's no questions for the delegate. Council, we have 4 items on our consent agenda this evening. We have the council minutes of September the 18th, the council closed session minutes of September the 18th, council closed session minutes of September the public minutes of September the 18th, and the Lake Simcoe Region Conservation Authority report. Would someone wish to pull any of those? In that case, I have a motion to move the consent agenda. Councillor Marakis, thank you very much. Councillor Thompson seconding. All in favour, using your tablets, please. And that carries 9-0. We have no standing committee reports tonight, correct, Mr. Clerk? We have 1 item. Actually, we don't have any items for requiring separate discussion, so we'll just move to the regional report. That's not a sound we hear very often in council chambers, is it? Would someone please put the regional report on the floor? Councillor Kim, thank you. Councillor Perry, seconding. Any comments, questions on the regional report? Seeing none, all in favour? Using your tablets, please. That carries as well. Thank you. So that brings us to new business. Councillor Marcus, may I start with you on new business? Not PSAs, but new business.
I'm going to break tradition and have no new business tonight, so thank you.
Please note that for the record. Councillor Gartner, new business.
I have none, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Thompson? Nothing. Councillor Abel? Councillor Humphreys? Councillor Tom? Councillor Kim? Councillor Peary? Sharpest looking dressed guy at this table.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I've been receiving complaints about windrow clearing. Wondering if we can have a staff report brought back for that, please.
Thank you, sir. A little early for that, although I do have a sod complaint from my house. That was new business. We're a little giddy. It's the last day of school. Councillor Peary, if I may start with you with public service announcements, please. None? Public service. Very good. Councillor Kim.
Thank you. I just want the public to remember that this Friday would be the Christmas tree lighting ceremony, and Christmas market is happening this weekend, so hope to see everyone there.
Thank you. Councillor Tom, Councillor Humphreys, Councillor Abel, Councillor Thompson, Councillor Gartner, PSAs.
Thank you. The Aurora Community Band held a fundraiser on Sunday at the Cultural Centre. I know, Mayor Daw, that's one of the projects you support, and they have an upcoming concert, and I do not know the date. Perhaps you do?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
The date of the concert for the Aurora Community Band?
Yeah, that's on December the 14th.
December 14th, and they really deserve our support. They're good.
Thank you. Councillor Marcus. I've got a couple. Winter overnight parking restrictions are in effect between 2 and 6. And it's your responsibility to make sure your vehicle is not parked overnight from 2 to 6. However, if you are in the unfortunate position of getting a ticket up until December the 15th, I think, you can come in and exchange or have that ticket cleared if you bring in a toy of equal or greater value. So it's a great opportunity actually to help the toy drive. On next Wednesday, December the 5th, we are having a menorah lighting in partnership with Chabad Aurora, and that will be from 6 to 8 right here at Town Hall. And this is one of 15,000 public menorah lightings that will be taking place worldwide this year. It's a great opportunity. Last year was our first time doing that, and it was really quite I found it a very interesting and worthwhile event to attend, so I certainly encourage folks to come out for that one. Hometown hockey, weekend after next. That is all weekend. That's going to be pretty exciting, I think, down at the community center. So there's going to be Curtis Joseph will be there, CWHL player Laura Stacey. There's going to be live entertainment. Hosts Ron McLean and Tara Sloan are going to be on site for the television broadcast, so a lot of fun. If you can get out for that one, I do encourage that as well. There's more information, aurora.ca/hometown hockey. And registrations are open for our winter recreation programs. You can check that at aurora.ca/rec guide. And we also have camp programs that are going to happen over the Christmas break at aurora.ca/camp programs. So lots going on, as always. Encourage you to check out our website for those things that are indeed going on. So this is it. This is our final meeting. And just before we go into comments for everyone here, I would ask Councillors Abel, Tom, and Peary to join me in the center. We have a token of our appreciation for your service. So we have asked all members of council to say a few words, and we're going to start with those elected officials that are continuing on. And I will first ask Councillor Marakis for a few words, and this is just talking about the term that we're finishing next week. I encourage everyone to come out and hear what's going to happen next term. Councillor Marakis.
Thank you, Mayor Daw. I just want to start off by saying I think that over the 4 years we've done some incredible work together as a team, and I want to thank Councillor Perry, Tom, and Deputy Mayor Abel for their service and commitment to our community. And you, Mayor Daw, I want to thank you for your commitment. 8 years. I probably can't say it better than former Mayor Tim Jones. You brought decorum to the council when it most needed it, and I think that the community appreciates it, and I do as well, and I think everyone around this table does. So thank you to all of you, and thank you to this council for the work that they've done to this for this community. So thank you.
Councillor Kim. I did warn everybody that we're going to get an opportunity to speak, just so you know.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I didn't get the email, but no, I kept on thinking it was going to go down this way. I have to say that these last 4 years have been very. It's been the most enlightening and the most professionally enjoyable season of my life, and I think part of the life adventure that we go through is all about the relationship and the people that you meet along the way. And Councillor Peary, Councillor Tom, Mayor Daw, and Deputy Mayor Abel, and all of us around here, I can't say that. I can say that over the last 4 years, I can call you guys friends. And after all the heated debates and so forth, you guys are still counted as friends. And I hope that we can still keep in touch, because kind of like, when people say, when athletes and hockey players, when they retire, they say what they miss the most is the locker room environment, and what I'll miss with every one of you is the locker room environment. And but outside of this chamber, we'll still keep in touch, and I look forward to that. So thank you for all your contributions, and you guys will definitely be missed by me.
Thank you, sir. Councillor Gartner.
I also agree that council has done some good work this term. I think the committees have done some good work this term. I'd like to ask that perhaps Councillor Tom consider joining the HAC again so he can continue his excellent work. I must say, I am very disappointed that this council was not able to put any protections in place for the stable neighborhoods, and I think the residents are looking forward to the next council to do that. And finally, this council made a decision about Library Square. Good on us. I am concerned, however, that we didn't do any detailed construction estimates, a business plan, or an operations plan, and I'm looking forward to the next council to doing that, as was promised at this table. To Mayor Daw, Councillor Abel, Councillor Tom, Councillor Peary, this is a really, really hard job, and nobody can understand it unless they've been in this seat, as Mayor Jones said. So I also thank you for your service, and I wish you a good and successful future.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Thompson.
We say it every time, 4 years goes by so fast. Certainly it has been a very true honor and privilege to have had the opportunity both to serve the residents, but also to work with each and every one of you this term. I truly believe that it's been a very successful term, that we've done a wonderful job moving the town forward, adding to the quality of our residents' lives, and you look at the accomplishments that we've done over the course of this term. A few people have mentioned some, but I look at the completion of the leisure complex renovation. I certainly look to the opening of the museum, the Joint Operations Center, Library Square, Niagara College coming to town, the Armory. There are some significant ones, but there are also, you look at the sesquicentennial, and you look at naming of the Tim Jones Trail. So many things were accomplished this term that I think we should all be very proud of that. To my friends who are not coming back, they say that, every ending is a new beginning, and I certainly wish you all of the best in your future endeavors. To Deputy Mayor Abel, Councillor Tom, Councillor Peary, and Mayor Jeff Daw, it's been an honor to serve with you, and I look forward to continuing the friendship. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Humphries. No tears.
No tears. I'll try my best. I'm very proud of this council. I'm honored to have worked with each and every one of you. I've learned from all of you. I've learned that we can make it through the difficult discussions. The greatest part of our discussions and debate initiatives and thought process is that when we're here, we can be really heated with each other. And as soon as we leave this table, we are friends, we're comrades, and we're in it here for the residents. We love this town, we love the residents of this town. We're all in it for that. Our hearts are all in the right place, and we all mean to do the best we can for our residents. And I think that's what I admire the most of the people around this table. I've learned so much over the last 8 years, and the last 4 years in particular. My peers, Councillor Peary, Councillor Tom, who I dearly call JT, my boy, Councillor Abel, Deputy Mayor Abel, and Mayor Jeff Daw. It's been a true honor. I've learned, again, so much from all of you, and I know that you're going to move on to some amazing opportunities in the future, and I know your love of Aurora, it's not stopping here, it's going to continue. You're going to continue to give back to the town like you always have, and I can't wait to work with you in a different way, in a different format, and make our town the amazing, incredible place it is to live. On a side note, from a personal perspective, I've seen Paul from a young boy, 23, grow up before our eyes, and I've learned so much from you, Paul. He got married, and so many more things to come in the future. JT, not only did he get married, he had 2 beautiful daughters, Evie and Anne, who's just brand new here, future Anne, councillor, and Evie, of course. And I've learned so much from these young people that I admire so much, to come and give of yourselves when you have young families, young marriages, young families, and come here to give to your town. It means so much to me personally, and I'll miss you guys very much. And I feel the same way about Deputy Mayor and Mayor Jeff Daw. You give of yourselves wholeheartedly. There's no doubt about it. And it's just been, again, a true honor. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And on moving forward, I'd like to speak specifically about our mayor, Jeff Daw. Mayor Jeff Daw came here 8 years ago when we were and as former Mayor Tim Jones mentioned, he came to us when times were quite turbulent. And he turned things back to a stable, well-oiled machine. This town functions well. It functions beautifully. We have services that are performing the way they need to perform. We have business matters that have moved forward more than a lot of previous councils. I will never discredit what previous councils have done. They've all done a great job. But we've made some decisions here that were not made before, including Library Square, Joint Operations Center. These are tough decisions to make tough, very tough. And of course, the general public may not see it as positively as we did. But we did the right things, and we're going to continue to do those right things. But through your leadership and your integrity and honor and your honesty, you've brought us here. If it wasn't for you, we would not be here. And I'd like to add that as much as you ran you're an amazing chair, week after week or by week after week. And sometimes, yeah, you wanted to push that button and shut us up. You allowed us the discussion that we needed to have to get the business done and to move forward. Mayor Dodd not only just started here as a mayor 8 years ago, he was a library chair, vice chair, member of the library board, president of the Aurora Chamber, and I know, because I have my inside scoop, that he was a warden for Trinity Anglican Church since 1983. This is an individual who doesn't just put his time in here as mayor. He's done it for our town for a long time. He loves this town, and it shows. And I, on behalf of council and our residents and staff, thank you so much for the honor you've given us to be our leader for the past 8 years, and we'll never forget it. Thank you very much, Mayor Dodd. I'd like you to join me at the front for a minute.
For those of you who are close, I'm blushing.
Follow me. Yes. Gifts of parting gifts for you, this beautiful cutting board. And isn't that gorgeous? This is Barbara. And he's embarrassed and shy, but that's too bad. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm having a hot flash, too. Councillor Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For anyone who was sitting around the table when we first came here, I think they'd remember my thank you speech. That feeling still, it's still top of mind and top of heart. It's been an absolute honor and privilege to serve the citizens and the residents and my friends in Aurora over the last 8 years. I am reminded of the words of Marx, so this is a bit of a warning to new councils. Politics is the art of looking for trouble, finding it everywhere, diagnosing it incorrectly, and applying the wrong remedies. That's Groucho, not Carl. And I think that there's some truth to that if you're doing politics in the wrong way. But when you're doing it properly, it is the complete opposite. You know, I'm grateful to have served with everyone that I've had the pleasure of serving with. To those that I know really well moving forward. Tom, you are the most passionate person I think that this town has ever seen, and I think you'll be a great mayor. Wendy, you know, we haven't always seen eye to eye, and nor should we. But I truly appreciate that when there's an issue that you believe in, come hell or high water, you will stand for it, and I think that's absolutely amazing. Councillor Humphreys, You and I think very differently. I'm the analytical guy. You speak from the heart, and just like everyone else around the table, it's different for me. But I've learned so much from you in that regard. Councillor Kim, you are guided for all the right reasons, and it drives what you do. And I think that's why you were congratulated with, or you did so well in the election, because people know that your heart is and forever will be in the right place. Councillor Thompson, thinking what I was going to say for you was probably the most difficult. I have the utmost respect for who you are as a person, and I count you as a friend. Jeff, you have been an outstanding mayor over the last 8 years. We haven't seen eye to eye on things as well, but that's not what marks us as a council. I think what we've been able to do is always keep pushing forward, and we've been able to get a lot accomplished, and that's through your leadership, and you've done an outstanding job. Councillor Tom, I've known you the longest out of everyone here. Just the way that you you can be so thorough with information, and that comes from a passion as well. You love the Queen. I think she's now the 5th most important lady in your life. And you know, that's amazing. Councillor Abel, just like I've said with everyone else around the table, we haven't always seen eye to eye. You have a sense of what is right and wrong, and we can always trust that you will fight for that sense of what is right and wrong, so thank you for that. And not to go around the table with all of the different staff members, but to Doug, you have been an amazing leader to this team. You've brought a business sense to this administration, and I think everyone around the table has benefited from your leadership, your advice. We're able to bounce ideas off of you, and so my advice moving forward, you know, make sure you're always guided by the best of intentions, and that goes for everyone around this table and everyone out there. So thank you.
Councillor Tom.
Thank you, Mayor Daw. Well, I'd like to begin by thanking my family. My sister's here, my dad's here, my wife and daughter, my family, my friends, and all those who supported me during the last election. I think Councillor Thompson said it's amazing how fast time goes, and I can't believe it's already been 4 years, but here we are. But to my family, friends, and again, all those who supported me, I wouldn't obviously be here and without their support. I would like to also give my heartfelt thanks to all the volunteers across this town who really make Aurora what it is. They give up their time to make our community a better place, and many of them are here tonight who just tirelessly give their time away, and I've had the opportunity to meet with many of them as a councillor, and I don't think I would have had that opportunity had I not been. So it's been great to meet just all the volunteers that make our community a great place to live. And of course, just all the residents of Aurora, a really big thanks to them. You know, they have to put up with all the shenanigans at the council table. So I'd also really like to thank staff, public servants, and the senior leadership team here at the town. I really appreciate all you guys do for making the corporation function as smoothly as possible. Again, putting up with some of the antics from the council table, and really to provide the great services to our residents that they expect and they deserve. And I really appreciate sometimes the extra effort that you guys put into your jobs, and I know the residents do as well. And I'd really like to especially thank our CAO, Doug Nadarozny, for his dedication to his job and to the town. And I think it's been an excellent 3 years with Doug here, and I wish him well in the future. And I agree with Councillor Peary. I think he's brought a business sense to the position that was needed. So thank you, Doug. You know, serving as a town councillor this term has been a pretty exceptional experience. I'm proud of our collective accomplishments as a council that we've moved forward with together. I have very few regrets, and I'm very hopeful that the incoming council can successfully conclude some of those projects that are still outstanding, most notably Library Square, the Armory, and the heritage designations of the Yonge Street properties in our historic downtown. Those are, you know, just to name a few. And having touched on heritage, I would be remiss not to thank all the members of the Heritage Advisory Committee, which I served on for 4 years with Councillor Gartner. You know, they've put many hours of hard work and dedication into heritage preservation, and it's certainly a tough committee, but they all did a great job, and I really appreciate their contribution to our town. To my council colleagues who will not be returning for the next term, I want to thank you for your service to our community. To Mayor Daw, Councillor Abel, Councillor Peary, I wish you all well on your future endeavors, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around town. To my council colleagues who have been re-elected, Councillor Kim, Councillor Gartner, Councillor Humphreys, and Councillor Thompson. 2 councillors-elect, Rachel Gilliland and John Gallo, and to Mayor-elect Marakis, I want to offer you my sincere congratulations and thank you for your continued service to the town. It'll be tough watching the next term and not be here, but I think the town's in good hands with the council that we've elected, and I certainly wish you well for the next 4 years. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve on town council with all of you. And not to pull the Wayne Gretzky leaving the Oilers here, but I'd finally like to thank my wife, Kaylin. Promised I wouldn't do this. You know, she's just been amazing, and without her support, and I know all my colleagues probably agree, it's tough to do this job without the support of your spouse. And so your support, understanding, and patience for the last 4 years has just been amazing. And, you know, we've had 2 daughters, one of which is here tonight, one of which is with Grandma back home. It's just been amazing, and since I'm about to have a lot more free time, I'm looking forward to spending it with all of you. Thank you.
Councillor Abel.
Thank you, and thank you all very much for being here. And I'm humbled when I was first elected. I'm humbled being here, being recognized. You know, first of all, I should congratulate those that got reelected. Councillor Kim, you're now going to be deputy mayor. It's a great accomplishment to be chosen number 1, and mayor-elect. I should call you Mayor Marakis because you will be soon. Congratulations. I know we're in good hands. There's a lot of experience at the table. You know, when I first started getting involved in politics, it was because I was reading Bouquet and Brickbats by Dick Illingworth. And I would pick up the paper. It was the only reason I read the Auroran is I would go to that page and I would say, oh my goodness, I can't believe what the council has done now. Tracy, let me read this to you. And Tracy was exasperated at my exasperation and said, why don't you do something about it? So, you know, it took me a while to get the nerve. I thought about it in 2006, but then 2010, I decided I would put my candidacy forward, and I came home and I said, Tracy, you won't believe what I did today. And she said, what? And I said, I've signed up to be a candidate. And she goes, why on earth would you do that? So, you know, you don't realize until you're involved in this, and we all know that, what is entailed. And you need the support, first of all, of your family, especially your spouse, because what goes on after when you're elected is incredible. And they're the strength and the reason that you can come back and be cordial and have someone to sound. So I think I'm so glad you mentioned your spouses. I know we all do appreciate it. I've heard it several times, all the time. Our spouses have made an amazing contribution to our community. I think the greatest thing I have in retrospect is looking around here. I didn't know one person in this council chamber, but now I realize how important it is to have people that are involved in the community, volunteer, are leaders, do great things. That's what makes any community great, but specifically Aurora. So for me, that's the most enriching part. I thought when I was a volunteer in hockey and baseball that I was getting involved, but it's really amazing when you're involved here with people that make decisions and as a fantastic staff. I think the greatest moment was when I walked into this town hall and realized that I would be working with staff here and all the departments and all the people that work here. So knowing everyone that I know in the community and the staff and my colleagues, it's been just an amazing journey. I never imagined in my life that I would be running for a candidacy for mayor. I never considered that. In fact, all my old friends can't believe it either. So it's great when you have an opportunity. If you believe you can make a difference, and that's what I believed, then do it. And I will always cherish that. I have already more or less left my role as a council. I didn't get the email, Mr. Mayor, because I haven't been in the town hall, and I've got a new phone, so I haven't been getting my emails there. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to moving on and doing my next chapter, and I wish everyone here the best of luck, because I know it's going to be a challenge, and you deserve nothing but our support going forward. And I know you'll have it, and you've got a great staff. So I wish everyone the best, and I want to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity.
Well, thank you very much. I had to write mine out, or I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to get out what I wanted to get out. So my colleagues have already spoken about a number of our successes, some over the last 4 years, some over the last 8 years. Certainly, the one that comes to mind right away is, but I believe is pivotal to how we're developing our town is Library Square and the Aurora Armory, because I think it's a great indicator of the faith that we have in building up the core of our town. There's two instances, I was thinking about this earlier, that I believe are the essence of how a council should operate. Obviously, my opinion on that one. The first one was the Cultural Services Agreement. And the reason I bring that one up is that there was two councillors that were very passionate about an issue they wanted to see corrected, and we can certainly appreciate their point of view on that. And as a council, we worked together. We worked to get past the doomsday scenarios that were presented to us in that instance. And by focusing on the principle of the greater good, we came up with an agreement that enhanced and strengthened what has now become an incredibly successful attraction, venue, event in our town, the Aurora Cultural Center. And again, I believe that was by focusing on the greater good and saying what is for the benefit of our town. And the second one, which is not very sexy, is the Financial Advisory Committee. And the Financial Advisory Committee, smaller group of elected officials, small group of staff, focusing on developing principles that let us lay out a process for handling our budget, which took so much of the drama away from the budget process. For those of you who are on council, and this was Councillor Thompson's, I think one of his main missions in life was to get a financial advisory committee going. Staff would start up here and we'd start down there, and somewhere in the middle we would meet, and it was quite a bruising process. So by setting a criteria up front, we took that drama out, which gave us the time to focus on the critical issues and the strategic direction of our town, which is really what we're here to do. Working together is, the sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts when you work together that way. I'd like to speak about my experience as being an elected official. So when I started in 2010, I had about a 40-year career in the private sector, and it's pretty safe to say I came to public service, to municipal government, with some preconceptions about what municipal government was, and I very quickly learned that there were misconceptions. I had jumped into the deep end of an incredibly substantial body, which resulted in probably the most, no, not probably, the most intense learning experience that I have ever had. And I'm sure that my colleagues feel the same way. And at times, the most frustrating experience that I ever had. But definitely the most rewarding experience that I have had. An experience that was educational and humbling. You just can't be part of this body without the incredible educational experience that you get here. I have learned so many things that I will probably never use again in my life. But it's absolutely amazing the number of elements that go together to make up a municipal government. The humbling part comes from that education as you learn. As you learn about your colleagues, you learn about your staff, and you learn how committed and competent they truly are, and how they wish to do a good job, and how we need to recognize that and encourage them to do that good job, and to come back to us when we are being a little crazy, and say, no, you can't do this for any number of good reasons. So as I sign off, I want to thank my colleagues on this side of the table, our colleagues in staff, our senior staff here tonight. Special shout out to Mr. Ramuno, who's leaving us at the end of the year, moving to East Gwillimbury. So Marco, all the best to you in your new position. All the best to our staff, all the best to my colleagues who are returning and moving on to another 4-year term, to our new colleagues who will be joining this table, and to my colleagues who are leaving. It is an incredible experience. There is three people I would like to thank. Specifically I would like to thank. The first one is Kelly Goebbels. Kelly is Doug's assistant. Kelly was the first person that I effectively met when I joined the town, and she kind of stick-handled me through the process of getting my feet under the proper desk. The second is my EA, Betty. Betty is an amazing person who keeps me in line. Her advice is invaluable, and it may not be a well-known fact, but Betty and Kelly actually run the town, and Doug and I are simply arm candy for Betty and Kelly. And I do want to thank Doug. Doug has done a great job, and I really do appreciate the work that you have done. It's really, you really have to be on this side of the table to fully appreciate it. It's truly wonderful. And last, of course, but not least, as we all have, to thank my wife, Henny. You cannot do this job without your family's support. You'd be crazy to try. And it is so important to have the support of your family, so I really do appreciate that. Indeed, it has been an honor, it's been a privilege, and I wish to thank everyone who has supported me over the last 8 years. Even when I lost those votes 8-1, I knew that somewhere there was support. So thank you so much, and best wishes to everyone, and I hope that everyone has a great holiday season, Christmas season, whatever it is you're celebrating, and remember to take time and thank your loved ones. So thank you all very much. Okay, that's all it. All righty. Bylaws. Would no, and we also said there's no rebuttals. Would Councillor Abel and Councillor Gartner put the bylaw on the floor, please? Any comments or questions on the bylaw? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Oh, using your tablets. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Using your tablets. And a special thank you to the clerk who keeps on top of me to make sure that I'm using the tablet. And that carries unanimously. May I please have the confirming bylaw? Councillor Tom, Councillor Kim. I think everybody, we've got everybody on the board now. Okay, good. All in favor of the confirming bylaw, please. Using your tablet. My hands. It's hard to keep track of this. Opposed? That is carried. Thank you very much. May I please have a motion to adjourn? Everybody's going to move it. Everybody's going to second it. That carries. Thank you so much. Have a great season.